Yeah. Okay, so this now has gone. Now we are essentially done in the scheduler for now. So we can go back here. And I will go back to the proposal workflow again that I showed you before. So what you can see now is that we went from scheduling, we will go into a different state. And in our case, it will be the allocated one here. And here you then have the ability as a user officer to set up your email actions. So here you could then say, let's email the PI or the co-proposers that now something has happened, that you have a scheduled visit or something. So this is completely configurable up to you, what happens when you go from the scheduling down to another status. For the user, it will look something like this. They will now have this box visible for them. And like you see here, I have many things coming up in my schedule. I have many proposals. And here they have a row of actions that we want the user to do. I'm now a PI for this one. So this would be shown for PIs and co-proposers. And this action list here it's a mix between individual actions that each user needs to do and actions that needs to be done for the experiment time. And we will start, and I think it will make sense. So we take this thing that has been scheduled now, and the first button here is that it asks me who will be coming for this visit. Here I then can add the different people on the list, and here I see essentially the people that I usually collaborate with and that are on the proposal. So we can add these people here, and then it will also ask me, in addition, to put who is the team lead for this visit. So I click that. And you can see that then becomes checked, that action is done. And for the other people that would also see this action in their list, the co-proposals, it will also be checked for them. Then what you could have seen if you had a very keen eye is that now I got another icon that appeared for me, and that is that I need to define my visit. So that means that the people that I just now added in this list here, even if they weren't on the proposal originally, this upcoming experiments now will appear for them, and they would have an action here that they would need to define their visit for coming to the facility. So I can then click here. All of these forms are the same as you have always experienced. It's built in the template builder, so you can create them and make them look and feel however you want. There's a couple of mandatory fields, so like we have in the other one. So here we have like when the visit starts, for instance. We allow the user to pick here, and we actually allow the user again to have very much freedom, because they can pick whatever time they want. So we haven't at the moment, we haven't limited it so that it is actually in strict relation to the experiment that's coming up. We want to allow the user officers the ability to then, maybe somebody will come a couple of weeks before or do something. So we don't want to put too many rules here. That box now didn't become green. It instead became this yellow one because it's pending approval. So we will see how it looks from the user officer side in a bit. The other thing that we have attached here to the experiment is something called the experiment safety form. So that's the form that they need to fill out ahead of time before coming here. Again, it's a dynamic form. We could ask any questions we want here. The interesting thing with this form is that you can take the same kind of questions that you asked in the proposal regarding safety, and you can use them here, and then they will be pre-populated with the things that the user has said in the proposal, so it can kind of be an easier way for them not to needing to fill out this information again. This experiment safety form I have here has essentially nothing. So, but I will fill it in and I will submit it anyways. Okay, so now I have done my tasks. I also have an additional one here where they can declare shipments to come to us. This is something where they then can get the shipment label from us and they can do an infinite amount of these if they want to ship things for this experiment to the facility, and it creates a label for them to put on the box. Okay, so that's how it looks from the user side of things. If we now, and you can even see here that there's a feedback form that's locked that will be opened up after the experiment has been done. If we look at how this will look for you as user officers, you will now have a tab called Experiments. And then you can filter on, like, show me everything that's happening the next 7 days, today, all days that are in different status as you are accustomed to. Here we can now see this is the experiment line that we have been playing around with now. So I can take a look at that one. And we can then see the visits here that people are coming in. We're still working on how this view will be. Our intention with this view is that this is kind of the main view that the user officers can go in and see what is going to happen, like in the short future, and what actions they need to have. So here we can see that I have submitted my visit. The others two have not. They can see the time that is here. The user officer can send an email, they can approve the visit, they can decline the visit, they can send it back to the user, and they can change it here. And for us, this is also tied into our access management system for issuing access cards. So when the user officer here approves a visit, it will be sent down to our access visit management system, down to the guards, and they will then see in their system that now somebody will come for these dates, and they can then issue the card for that user.
It's also through the RabbitMQ.
And that's also done through this RabbitMQ, how we communicate that thing. We envisioned that we could see the status of training here as well. You can see that where the experiment safety form and the reviews are happening as well here. But yeah, I think
the visit as well. Yeah. When it's if it's approved and it has funding associated to it, hopefully through the RabbitMQ it will also talk to Agenzia, so the users who have funding awarded can go directly to our Agenzia and book at our cost on our rules. But that is a little bit further away.
So I mean, one could envision here that the user officer has some kind of checkboxes that they can check. For instance, if people should have per diem on site, or travel, or accommodation, or things like that, and that would then feed into downstream systems. So we haven't done that yet, but we are you can kind of see where we are going with this in general.